Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the South Hills, also known as Sunnyhill. We're delighted that you could join us for this service. Our mission at Sunnyhill is to create a more just and compassionate community within and beyond our walls. My name is Maddie Sunaway, and I serve as a worship associate for this congregation. If you're a newcomer or visitor to our congregation, please go to sunnyhill.org and click on the button that says New to Sunnyhill to receive more information about our congregation and to receive our weekly email newsletter. Also, if you'd like to be greeted as a newcomer after the service, please take a red mug and members will seek you out to make sure you are warmly welcomed. If you're joining us online today, please say hello or good morning in the comments on Facebook or YouTube. We'd like to hear from you and extend a welcome to you as well. A gentle reminder, please silence your cell phones and other electronic devices so that we can enjoy the service uninterrupted by buzzing or ringing. Today's sermon, titled Delight, Connection, and Peace, Gifts of the Forest, will be delivered by Sunnyhill member Barb Schock. Barb completed the sermon writing class taught by Reverend Jim McGaw this spring. Delight, connection with ourselves and other beings, and peace can seem elusive in troubled times. Yet all are freely offered to us when we slow down and notice the gifts of the forest. Please join me in welcoming Barb.
One of the requirements of being in the sermon writing class this year was to be short. So, as I read the opening words, please know that this is an excerpt from The Words That Come Before All Else, a prayer of gratitude from the Potawatomi tribe, First Nation people, as printed in the book Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. Our Sunnyhill youth read portions of it during their service in June. Reading it today connects us with them and brings all of us full circle in our summer journey. After I say each phrase, please join in together by saying, "Now our minds are one." Today we have gathered, and when we look upon the faces around us, we see that the cycles of life continue. We have been given the duty to live in balance and harmony with each other and all living things. May we bring our minds together as one as we give greetings and thanks to each other as people. Now our minds are one. We are thankful to our Mother, the Earth, for she gives us everything that we need for life. To our Mother, we send thanksgiving, love, and respect. Now our minds are one. Standing around us, we see the trees. Many peoples of the world recognize a tree as a symbol of peace and strength. With one mind, we greet and thank the tree life. Now our minds are one.
Please join me in saying the words to light our chalice. As we kindle this flame, may it spark in each of us connection and commitment to this living tradition and to each other.
Good morning. I'm really excited to have Doug Reichenfeld starting today as our collaborative pianist, right? You've known him in many other roles, but wait till you see him this year. Please rise and body your spirit to join in singing our opening hymn, For the Beauty of the Earth.
For
be seated.
Good morning. My name is Ed Johnson, and I'm co-chair of the Capital Campaign. And I just want to say that I've been a happy guy this week. I've been singing, I've been dancing some, I've been fist bumping little kids. And I think the reason is the current political situation. Woo! This is our capital campaign moment, and I'd like to give progress on a capital campaign and share some personal thoughts. We currently have received 22 pledges from our available 220 pledging units, and we have a total amount of $850. We thank these members so much for their commitments. Marge and I joined Sunnyhill Church right after the sanctuary was completed. About half the folks in this room were not here for that project. In that campaign, 130 pledging units raised $1.8 million. The dedication, work, and sacrifice of those members is amazing to me. What is even more amazing is that some members took the risk of giving loans, their own loans of $500,000, and the congregation committed to an $800,000 bank loan to build this sanctuary. The total cost of the sanctuary was $3.2 million. And just look how it has paid off. Membership has almost doubled. We now need 2 services in the winter. Young people and couples are joining. Religious education has expanded amazingly. We get to watch all these cute children to come up to hear their story each Sunday. Marge and I were both raised as Christians and were active in Christian churches until coming here 7 years ago. We were new to the UU experience. The more we experienced this congregation, the more active and supportive we became. We loved that there was no pressure to believe in a certain way, to interpret the Bible literally, or to live by creeds voted on by committees centuries ago. To us, the bottom line is the people here are trying to live their lives as Jesus taught, and teaching their children how to live as Jesus taught. Love, compassion, inclusion, care for the oppressed, and justice are the values lived and taught here. Marge and I are very fortunate that we can financially support this campaign substantially, and we enthusiastically plan on doing that. For us, this is our big lifetime give. The one that we feel makes the most difference while we were still alive and when we're gone, making this church strong for many years to come, allowing more people to have the experience you and I have had, to act on the project these values, to act and project these values beyond these walls. However, the reality is we need other folks with the means to step up in a big way to complete the whole $4.4 million job. Don't misunderstand. Every pledge and dollar is important, but we need some large pledges to make this happen. We believe and hope it is possible. We had a nice surge in pledges when the campaign began, but have received just a few pledges the last 2 weeks. We think a lot of members are still analyzing their situation and deciding what to give. So we are asking and encouraging members to make their commitment in the next 2 weeks. I'm personally hoping that we'll see a surge that will increase optimism that we can do the whole job. And remember that you have 40 months or 3 1/3 years to donate your commitment. There's one thing that Marge and I are infinitely more excited about and infinitely more passionate about than this campaign. Go Kamala and Coach Tim.
Now it's time for our story for all ages. If any kids want to join me up here, or if any adults want to join me, that's cool too.
It's good. Well, hello. My name is Barb, and it's good to see you. Do either of you like to run? Kinda. Do you like to go fast? Not so much. You're slow and gentle? That is a really cool thing to be. How about you, buddy? Are you kind of a slow guy? Not so sure, just happy to be up here. Well, here's something that I have learned, that being a little slower, instead of running around and doing things all the time, is a great way to be. Because if we're running and just doing stuff all the time, we can miss a lot of things. So I brought today some treasures from my yard. I have a lot of trees in my yard. Lots of different types of pine trees, as well as a huge maple tree and a couple of crabapple trees. I didn't get any crab apples on this year because it was so dry. But I brought some things with me. I want to ask, when you've slowed down, how do you notice things? Did you ever think about noticing things? What do you think? You notice more. That's right. What do we use to notice? Our senses, exactly. Do you know what our senses are? Our senses are how we hear, our taste, our smell, when you smell that wonderful dinner your mom or dad is making, and our sense of touch. Okay? A lot of times we kind of really rely on our sight to say what something is and what it's like. So if I show you this one, what do you notice about that? Excellent. It's growing in an upward way. Do you notice anything? It's got little seeds on the end. Outstanding. You really looked closely. That's wonderful. And if you touch it, what do you notice? They're prickly, aren't they? Yeah. Pokey. Good word. Pokey and prickly. Okay. But then, if we take, where is it? This one. Does that look like that would be prickly too? And pokey? Okay. If you are okay with that, would you like to put out your hand a second? And I'm just going to go like that. Is it prickly? As much? Yeah. A little bit. A little bit. How about for you? Is it prickly? Not as much, huh? If I put it, okay, if I bring it down the side of your cheek, is that okay? A little ticklish, huh? Yeah. We wouldn't know that if we didn't slow down. Now, there's not much to hear here. I don't hear these guys talking or making noise. How about you? Any messages from these guys? No, not today. What do we know this is? That's a pine cone. That's right. That's right. And it's an open pine cone. It already dropped out all of its seeds. And what's really fun about these is if I go like this, it makes a noise. It almost sounds like we could use that as an instrument. That can make a noise. When we slow down and really notice things, our focus goes right here, and we don't think about anything else. And we can learn a lot, and we can connect really well to all the really wondrous and beautiful things that are around us. So I hope this week you'll take some time to slow down and use your senses to notice some things that maybe you didn't notice before. Thank you.
We'll sing you guys out to your RE classes now. Yeah. As you go, may joy surround you. As you go, go in peace. Know our love is with you always. As you go, as you go, as you go, may joy surround you. As you go, go in peace. Know our love is with you always. As you go, as you go.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Thank you for this day, Spirit, for this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, for this healing day. For this day, Spirit, for this healing day. For this day, Spirit, for this healing day. Thank you for these friends, Spirit, thank you for these friends. Thank you for these friends, Spirit, for these gracious friends. For these friends, Spirit, for these gracious friends. For these friends, Spirit, for these gracious friends. Thank you for the woods, Spirit, for the welcoming woods. Thank you for the woods, Spirit, for the welcoming woods. For the woods, Spirit, for the welcoming woods. For the woods, Spirit, for the welcoming woods. Thank you for the trees, Spirit, for the wondrous trees. Thank you for the trees, Spirit, for the wondrous trees. For the trees, Spirit, for the wondrous trees. For the trees, Spirit, for the wondrous trees. Thank you for the earth, Spirit, for the giving earth. Thank you for the earth, Spirit, for the giving earth. For the earth, Spirit, for the giving earth. For the earth, Spirit, for the giving earth. Thank you for this time, Spirit, for this healing time. Thank you for this time, Spirit, for this healing time. For this time, Spirit, for this healing time. For this time, Spirit, for this healing time.
Thank you. Short announcement before we do joys and sorrows. Again today, would ask that you take time to vote for your favorite photograph by Charlie Brodsky as they are presented in our sanctuary walls. You can find a blank yellow slip in the back and put whichever photograph you pick, put your name and the number of that photograph and put it in the brown box in the back there. The reason that we are doing this voting is that Charlie has graciously gifted us whichever one of the photographs received the most votes. So that's a very special thing for us and a nice gift from her. So please take some time to do the voting. My name is Joe Barker. I'm a member of the Sunnyhill Pastoral Care Team. The Pastoral Care Team is made up of Sunnyhill members who are trained in how to be a caring, listening presence for the members of Sunnyhill. We don't function as therapists or social workers, but as individuals who are willing to sit or walk with those in need of support. We hope that you will contact a member of the pastoral care team when you have a need. If you have any questions about the pastoral care team, contact Reverend Jim, Beth Thornton, or a member of the team. You can submit a joy or sorrow in advance on Sunnyhill's website or by filling out a form in the foyer on Sunday mornings. After each joy or sorrow that I read, please respond by saying, "We hold you in our hearts." We have a sorrow from Nancy Ritzko today. Nancy writes, "Please pray for the young man who took his own life recently and for his family. For this young man and for his family and all those affected, we hold you in our hearts." We have a joy and a sorrow from Charlie Cook. Charlie writes, "It's no news that COVID is still with us. Early in July, I tested positive, having taken all the available vaccinations. Then I was hospitalized twice with pneumonia due to, I believe, COVID. That is, I have COVID pneumonia, and I am still there, but recovering at St. Clair Hospital. Based on my experience, I strongly suggest masking up when located in crowded places such as doctors' offices, where I believe I was infected. Thanks again to St. Clair Medical Community and to Sunnyhill and to the Asbury communities. It is a joy to be a part of all these communities. If you wish to visit Charlie, he is still at St. Clair Hospital in room 4404. For Charlie and for Pam, we hold you in our hearts." As we sing our musical meditation, for those joys and sorrows unspoken but close to each of our hearts, we invite anyone who feels moved to do so to come forward to the front of the sanctuary, light a candle, place it in the sand, and return to your seat.
Wild bird in lofty flight
Spirit of life, ground of our being, root of unified mystery, growing into myriad branches of expression, bring us together now. Bring us close to the earth, ear to the whispering grass, quietly, attentively, waiting with slow breaths, listening for the very stones to cry out with their rocky stories of tectonic plates meeting and parting and meeting, their mineral memories of Hadean days, molten rocks flowing and joining, their ancient legends of stars born out of the collapse of other stars. Help us to remember. Help us to piece together our oneness with matter, our oneness that matters. With one more deep breath, may we rise, star stuff walking and rolling across the surface of an impossible blue-green planet. May we join together to heal what is divided. May we find wholeness within, without, among, between. Eternal source, seed of the universe, help us to grow peace. So be it, blessed be. Amen.
Hello. I wonder how you are feeling today. I know we definitely have that glimmer of hope, but there's still that uncertainty that's hanging out there. And there is a lot that is still very distressing in the world. Losses, movements, politics, trials, wars, most holding in front of us a specter of uncertainty, powerlessness, and fear. It is very easy to become utterly discouraged and to allow circumstances to gnaw at us. Short. Our brains are hardwired to attend to danger and threat. It's a survival mechanism. When we are fed a steady diet of fear-inducing information, sometimes served with the express intent of provoking fear, and when we see the very real threats in our world, it's no wonder that we can choke and feel despair. And then many of us, if you're like me, have our internal tapes that work against us over past hurts, daily self-criticism, and anxiety over how little control I have over the future, or tapes that may include financial worries, family concerns, health issues, and so much more. These are very real struggles, but it's not helpful to get stuck in those loops. As Unitarian Universalists, we are committed to responding to personal, cultural, and global events with individual and collective action. We know that through action, we can keep fear and discouragement at bay, and that we must act to bring about the necessary changes that are just and hopeful. But is there more action that can bring peace to our individual and collective spirits? One day in the spring, after listening to the news and finding I was anxious and angry, I went outside for my daily sit spot time on my deck. This is a practice I adopted during COVID quarantine days when I trained to become a certified forest therapy guide. As a course requirement, we were to choose a sit spot in the woods and to visit that spot daily. During our time in that spot, we are simply with and part of nature. There is no other task than to use our senses to connect with the forest beings around us. Although my yard is not a forest, it is dense with a variety of maple, crabapple, cherry, hemlock, white pine, and blue spruce trees, my personal 1/3 acre ecosystem. It was a blustery day, and I enjoyed the whoosh of the wind through the pine branches. The squirrels and chipmunks scurried up trunks and down branches. Cardinals, sparrows, and wrens carried on extensive conversations. And the fragrance from the cherry blossoms drew bees who buzzed happily while gathering nectar. A particularly strong gust of wind flew through the branches of the huge silver maple tree that is next to my deck. As it did, it shook hundreds of seed pods, or whirligigs, from the tree. As the whirligigs spun to the ground, they bounced through the branches of the other trees, sounding like a wooden pinball machine. Click, 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 click. I giggled with delight. The gift of delight from the whirligigs and the harmony of the wild things in my little forest calmed my anxiety and comforted me with peace. I wonder, when was the last time you experienced delight? When was the last time you felt harmony of connection with yourself and the world around you? When was the last time you had a deep sense of peace? All of these are antidotes to fear, but they are rarely at our fingertips, or so we think. Delight comes most often as a surprise, hearing a child giggle, hearing for the first time a soaring soprano solo, the give and take of improvised jazz at Reni's concert, the sudden sweet scent of honeysuckle as you pass your neighbor's yards. The experience of delight is such that it commands our immediate and full attention, necessitating the closure of thought and completely opening our senses and thoughts to the moment. Harmony and connection with the world around us usually begin with more intention. Perhaps you joined the thousands of people who stopped their daily activities, donned protective glasses, and gazed at the cosmic wonder of the total solar eclipse. Or maybe you set an alarm for the middle of the night and stepped outside to view the breathtaking colors of the aurora borealis when she was kind enough to visit us this far south. Both the eclipse and the northern lights brought people together without judgment or politics or all the other things we choose to divide us, simply to share in natural wonder. As for peace, peace, both internal and external, seems to be the most elusive of all. Sometimes we experience peace in our homes and relationships when there is an absence of conflict or anger. And that is our dominant cultural definition of peace, the absence of conflict, strife, or violence. While absence is a start, it still leaves a hole. What do we fill it with? Other understandings of peace offer a fuller sense. In the Hebrew language and tradition, shalom encompasses not just the absence of conflict, but also the presence of wholeness and well-being in body, mind, and spirit. Indigenous peoples practice peace in their life view that it comes from the balance and harmony, from close and reciprocal relationship among all beings. Our spirits, no doubt, cry out for these ways of being. But how may we regularly fill ourselves with delight, connection, and peace? Through my training as a forest therapy guide, I have found that the forest is endlessly generous in providing and creating a space for peace, harmony, and delight. If you are not familiar with forest therapy, it is a practice that has evolved from the Japanese practice of Shinrin-yoku, or bathing in the forest's atmosphere. During an unhurried, mindful 2 to 3 hour walk, participants connect with the forest, themselves, and each other. Different from a hike, we slow down. It's about noticing and being, as opposed to having a destination. Buddhist monk and activist Thich Nhat Hanh said, "There is no need to run, strive, search, or struggle. Just be. Just being in the moment, in this place, in the deepest practice of meditation. Most people cannot believe that just walking as if you have nowhere to go is enough." And so on a forest walk, as I guide, I offer 4 or 5 invitations for participants to see, touch, smell, hear, and taste the wilderness in whatever way is comfortable to each person to join in. Through the invitations, the guide opens doors to the woods, and then the forest provides the therapy. Invitations vary with each walk. For example, I may say, I invite your senses to notice the interplay of light and shadow. You can do that looking out the window right now. Or find a spot next to the creek that seems to be drawing you to it. Use your senses to interact with the water in whatever way is comfortable to you. I wonder if the water has a message for you. Or the guide may invite you to choose a sit spot and simply be there. Then participants have 15 to 20 minutes to respond to the invitation. Following each response, the guide brings participants back together for a time of sharing and deep listening about what they are noticing. Forest therapy is designed to bring each person fully into the moment. It is the sensory connection that allows us to leave the thoughts and stresses of the rest of life at the periphery of the woodland. Thoughts may still creep in, but the moment we feel the jagged edge of a leaf, breathe in the scent of sassafras, watch sunlight and shadow play tag in the overstory, or listen to the rise and fall of the whisper and whoosh of the wind through the pine branches, we are in the moment. Since the forest is entirely generous in what she offers to each person who lingers with her, we are cautious to create invitation in as open a manner as we can so that we don't direct the experience of others. The forest gives each person what they need. Once when I was guiding, I invited the group, all women over 50, to wander out and enjoy the forest in whatever way was most comfortable to them. Several women hugged trees. One woman removed her shoes and dug her toes into the ground, and one woman climbed up a tree and stretched out on a limb. The forest gave each what they needed. Although most forest walk invitations are given for a quiet experience, sometimes that's not what participants need. When I guided Sunnyhill youth last fall, I invited them to find a tree that seemed to be calling them and to get to know that tree. A few of the kids found their own tree and touched bark, scratched and sniffed leaves, or climbed upon a stump and sat quietly. A few others ran and played among the trees, laughing the whole time. That day, for those energetic youth, the forest gave a safe place to run and just be kids. That is what they needed. One time during Sharing Circle, when a participant was asked what he was noticing, he said, "I'm bored." I thanked him for sharing without judgment, just as the forest doesn't judge. At the end of the walk, I overheard this man tell his friend, "Yeah, I was bored, but it's been years since the last time I was, so I guess that's what I needed." How is sauntering in the woodland different from practices in which we slow down and pay attention in the moment? Although we've always known this intuitively, how many times have we said to the kids, "Get outside and play"? Science is now beginning to provide concrete answers. Some research supports that the shades of green, the songs of the birds, and sweet earthy scents increase our production of endorphins, which combat stress. The leaves of trees and plants release power antimicrobial compounds called phytoncides, which we absorb. They bolster our immune system. And the basic process of photosynthesis, in which the leaves of growing beings take in carbon monoxide and release oxygen, is in high gear when we're in the woods. The extra oxygen contributes to healthier blood and clearer cognition. To me, these facts are wondrous in themselves. A forest walk offers boundless opportunities for delight, connection, reciprocity, and peace. We connect with the forest and the beings who live there as our senses notice and enjoy them. We can make connections with other people as we share the forest space and notice the woodland's gifts together. And our sense of delight and wonder deepens and becomes more embedded in our spirits as we share what we are noticing with each other. We connect with ourselves when the other noise and distractions of our lives are silenced, and as we return to the forest as the wild beings we once were. Remember, we came from the forest. We lived there during our ancient days. As the woodland embraces us entirely without judgment, we are more able to accept and be our most basic selves. We are part of the forest, and the forest is part of us. We're made of the same elements. Remembering this is the basis for reciprocity. Too often in our culture, we see the forest only as a resource to meet our needs, which has resulted in the endless scarring of our land. The more we detach from the land by viewing it only in this way, the more we also separate ourselves. But when we embrace a forest walk as an opportunity for reciprocal relationship, we become more whole, and the land will have a greater opportunity to heal. We are reciprocal when we breathe in and when we breathe out. We are reciprocal when we pick up trash. We are reciprocal when we hold one hand on our heart and touch a tree with another, feeling the flow of life between us. We are reciprocal when we express gratitude for the forest's gifts. We love that with which we spend time, and we take care of and protect that which we love. Delight, connection, wholeness, reciprocity. This is peace. I wrote the following poem at the conclusion of my therapy guide training. At the beginning, I felt beaten. Too much unkindness, disrespect, and hurt had left me scarred like a clear-cut forest and feeling much older than my years. But then, simple invitations to walk, to sense, to wonder, to bathe, scattered new seeds of curiosity, possibility. A new path unfolded in the woods, one that I was certain from the start would heal and take me home. And now, forest friend, I breathe your breath, earthy and clear, and you breathe mine. I see your shapes, colors, and textures, and you see mine. I listen to you whisper, whir, chatter, and you hear me. I touch you, cool, rough, damp, smooth, and you caress me. I taste your late summer spice, your autumn herbs, and your winter mint, and you savor mine. We are more complete beings in this give and take of respect and love. May it be so. Amen.
Please rise again in body or spirit and look out at the trees as we sing our closing hymn, For the Earth Forever Turning. Not too slow.
For
Our Share the Plate beneficiary for the month of August is UU Justice PA, which is a statewide organization of UUs concerned with issues of justice at both the state and national levels. UU Justice PA's mission is to pursue justice by voting, advocating, and making just public policies. Much of the organization's current work is related to the upcoming elections, making sure that all UUs and others will show up to vote. If you'd like to make a gift via our online giving system, you can do so by going to sunnyhill.org and clicking on the button that says Online Giving, and then following the instructions. Or you can give by text at 412-324-3130. All text gifts will go to our Share the Plate offering. We'll be passing our offering baskets for cash and checks in just a moment. If you're writing a check, please put Share the Plate in the memo line. Thank you for your generosity.
Alive.
Please join me in saying the words to extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Our closing words were written by Gary Kowalski. Go in peace, speak the truth, give thanks each day. Respect the earth and her creatures, for they are alive like you. Care for your body, it is a wondrous gift. Live simply, be of service. Be guided by your faith and not your fear. Go lightly on your path, walk in a sacred manner. Go in peace.